Basically, it all started in 1968 with the original car, the 69 Mickey Thompson car.
My dad and Danny and Guy set 295 national and international records with 3 different Mustangs in 1968, and it was part of Ford's campaign to introduce the 1969 Mustang. So car has a lot of historic value.
Brent ended up buying that car from Danny Thompson for his museum. Brent has a large collection.
Now that Brent Hayek has it, it's really good because it lives in a museum where people can actually see it.
Brent's a old school guy. He came across Mickey Thompson's car that Danny owned. Told me about it after he got it. At the time I was working with Ford Racing and stuff on tour, and Ford had just developed their FR 500C road race car, which is a turnkey race car you buy out of the catalog. I thought it'd be kind of cool to get this FR 500 painted the same color as the original Mickey Thompson car, like a tribute car, and let's go back to Bonneville. But the toughest thing was getting an FR 500C because those were going out to road race people. We were on the table for like 2, maybe 3 months waiting to get our hands on a car, you know, bucking the system, and lo and behold, out of nowhere we got a car. I don't know how it happened. We hit some button somewhere when we told people what we wanted to do, because most people thought we were like, you know, off-center to try to do something like this. We kind of put together a game plan and a proposal, talked with some of the people up in Ford, told them what we wanted to do, and we got the car. We wanted to bring it in the 40th anniversary of what Danny Thompson's dad did in cc'S, do it here at 2008. I introduced Brent to Paul at SEMA. Said this is our go-to engine guy to build a mod motor to put in there. We decided we wanted to put a 5.4 GT500 Shelby basic engine in the thing because the car comes standard with a 302. We figured we'd have to have horsepower. That's when we created a nightmare for the engine builder and the tech guys, because we decided we wanted to go E85. We were able to get Danny to drive this car. There was no problem. You know, he's a race car driver. Oh, you got something for me to drive? He'll drive it. Stock wheelbase, you know, it's not all chop top or nothing like anything out here. In fact, I think we're the only person out here with mufflers. I think we did it in a 1.5 years time, which it's pretty hard to put a program together. And
this outfit lacks nothing to any crew that I've ever seen. It's a road racing car, it's a NASCAR person, it's drag racers, it's everything at that point in time. But one thing transcends all of that. They're hardworking and they want to win. And I'll put them up against anybody, any place, anytime.
Ford helped us with technical support, parts. Dev, our tech guy, I mean, that guy, we can't even run the car nowhere unless we got these guys with us because they got all the computer gizmos and everything. We're old school. We think carburetors, put the key in and go, you know. We can't do nothing without those guys.
The nuts and bolts of the thing are the same. It's all the control side of it. The engine management. It's not like the old days. You grab a handful of distributor and crank some lead in. Yeah, that sounds good, and go. If it didn't work, well, you know.
Try something else.
Yeah, same way. Valve lash. Change the valve lash to add or take away cam. That's all you had to work with.
Oh, it's pretty bitchin'. It's this is going on the cover of Hot Rod's December 2008 issue, and in there we also have a big story on Mickey Thompson, a photo essay of who he was, why he was significant, and just what he meant to hot rodding. And it's nice to have all this come together, these two cars, his old Mustang that ran out here in 1968 and this new 2008 Mustang.
Hot Rod's waiting on us out there to do the photo shoot, hopefully get our cover shot with these two cars. And we thought, well, it was going to be about a 20-minute warm-up, turned into about a 3-hour deal, huh, Paul? And anyway, tightened the master cylinder back up. Now the brake pedal is rubbing on the firewall. Got some alignment issues. But, about to get it worked out. In about 20 minutes, we're going to roll out on the salt and do our photo shoot, I hope.
Okay, what we're trying to do here this evening is recreate this cover of Hot Rod magazine from right in this very spot, 1968, with Mickey Thompson and the original Mach 1 Mustang concept prototype cars. And now Brent Heig's doing the same thing with the new Mach 1, and we're going to recreate this cover for the 40th anniversary of the issue of the magazine, as well as the 60th anniversary of Hot Rod magazine this year, and the 60th anniversary of this running of Bonneville. So it's anniversary party time.
Yeah, if you could just move the palm tree a little to the left.
You know, it's not like NASCAR where you have the banks and the surface all the same. The surface changes all the time. You know, we went through a real rough beginning of the week with the salt being wet. Moved the course over, it got a little harder.
And Bonneville Salt Flats is it's a different place. A lot of the rules that apply in so many different race organizations and race tracks and different forms of racing don't apply here. And a lot of the same rules or things that you go by are actually backwards. And so you kind of got to readapt and get used to that. And the problem being you can't just come into the pits and make a change and go back out. I mean, by the time you tow from the 7-mile mark back here and get everything ready to go, you know, you're 2-3 hours in between changes, and then you go up and you have a 2 or 3 hour wait up at the top because there's so many cars up here basically doing the same thing. And, you know, so it might take 5 or 6 hours to do a turnaround to get another run in. So that doesn't enable you to get a whole lot of runs. So you try at least to make all of your changes be effective, and more than likely they won't be.
The car's brand new. It's never been out. The driver's never been in the car. Hell yeah, I'm happy.
Hats off to you guys, because you did come up here with a stock-bodied vehicle. Right. The motor's in the stock location. It's a production vehicle, and it was on E85. And to run 254 miles an hour on it in a stock-bodied car, that is awful fast.
We've talked to a lot of guys since we've been here. A lot of them take 2 to 5 years to even get close.
The first 3 years I was here, I never got to the other end. Then the 4th year I was here, I got down to the 7-mile mark. I was still on the gas, and the inspectors came over and were yelling and screaming at me, and they said, "Hey, you have to back off at the 5-mile mark. You can't run it all the way to the 7 and pull the chute." I said, I didn't know. I'd never been down there yet. So
for us to get to the impound lot with a new car, new chassis, and a new crew, I'm more than pleased with. You know, for what we've accomplished this far in a week is huge, absolutely huge. So. We still have, you know, the E85, still the fastest Mustang on the planet, so that's good.
This is great. Just 68 all over again, only a lot faster.
Yep, we're good. You let her idle.